Hi everybody, welcome to Love Island Australia, officially Unpacked. I'm Eoghan, your friendly neighbourhood narrator. You might have noticed this is a Monday. We're doing a special bonus episode because if you are a fan of the show, I know you have seen all of the crazy commentary around Isabel, her exit, Connor following her, which is the first time in Love Island Australia history that somebody has left with their partner without being dumped. There was the Mean Girls situation with Mia in Boston, the strip-tease. It was one big drama start to finish, and Isabel wants to come on and have her say. So make some room, sit down, get a cup of tea and the popcorn out. This is going to be a big one.
Love Island Australia, the podcast.
Okay, so after being in arguably, I would say, one of the most solid couples of the entire series, she left in controversial circumstances and in a Love Island first was followed straight out the gates by her adoring partner. She's here to chat about her journey with her beloved beau. It's only Isabel and Connor, everybody.
Hello.
Guys, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for coming along.
Thank you for having us.
When I was a teenager, the biggest will they, won't they was like Ross and Rachel from Friends. Mm-hmm. And now as an adult, the biggest will they, won't they has been, will Connor and Izzy come on the pod?
So it was a big decision.
I'm delighted that you're here. We're going to go through all the highs and lows of everything because I know it's been a bit of a wild ride, but let's start with some lighter stuff. Mm-hmm. I think, right, Connor had one of the most funniest lines in Love Island history that nobody really appreciated. When I say I laughed out loud.
It's the first day.
Right? No, go back to the kissing challenge, right? Mm-hmm. And the 9.1.
Yeah.
Now, first things first, when you watched it back, Isabel, right? Because you were a bit pissed off about that. When you watched it back, do you appreciate Connor's sentiment of it was 9.1 because he wanted a little bit more? That was why you lost the 0.9, because he wanted more. Is that fair?
It was not fair. No,
I'm glad I had the blindfold on because those eyes for accuracy, I was like, fuck, game plan didn't work, but that's alright.
It was so much fun. Like, honestly, in the moment, like, all your emotions are so heightened in there. Like, everything just feels like the end of the world. But yeah, he will never live that down. I always am teasing him, like, every time we say something, I'm like, yeah, because I'm only a 9.1. Like,
but I genuinely thought that was like a good reason. It was like, you know, highest kiss, but I want more. I thought it was like a high compliment, and I was like, well, that went very wrong from poor Connor.
You know, after it, like, that bit wasn't in there, but like, I realised, like, it was an insecurity of mine that I had, like, 100%. I feel like after being such a long relationship, there was like a cycle of, you know, someone who goes all hard for you at the start, and then once that you feel like your walls come down, then they kind of let go. And I felt like
previous relationships.
Yeah, and I feel like this was like a trigger for me, the 9.1, because I was like, it's been this high, big thing, and I finally let my walls down. And now he's kind of like, you know, rating me a 9.1, like kind of giving me that bare minimum effort, and I felt like that was a trigger from, like, you know, past relationships, and I realised that. And I was like, why am I overreacting to this? You've shown me nothing but, like, love and everything. Like, he's been so amazing. So I realised that that was just, like, you know, you're an insecurity. And I think you learn so much about yourself being in the villa because these things pop up and you've got so much time to reflect on them. And you're like, oh, wait, okay, I realise where that's coming from now. So,
yeah, we had a really good conversation on it.
Yeah,
like,
we did.
Discussing, because I was telling her, like,
it kind of like cuts off like halfway and it doesn't really see how we resolve it, but that's pretty much what happened after that. Yeah.
But I swear to God, I laughed out loud. Where I have to find the exact quote. You said, I just thought 9 was too much of a stagnant number. I swear to God, I don't know why that tickled me so much.
You don't see me speak a lot in there, but I don't think much.
That was 10 out of 10, fantastic.
So good.
Hey, did you think at the time, because I think everyone acknowledged that you guys, pretty much from the get-go, were like the most drawn to each other, the most solid, the least drama, all that. And then Matteo comes in, and I remember when you had your first and kind of only proper big chat, people were like, oh, could this be the moment that her head turns? Did you feel like they had brought him in specifically to go for you, like the angel numbers and all that?
Absolutely, yeah. I definitely could feel that. Like, as soon as you walked in, I was like, oh, okay, I kind of know what's happening here. But yeah, I definitely could sense that. Like, they thought me and Matteo would align in that regard, but I think it's hard to know until you actually get talking to someone, like, what clicks and what doesn't. And I think just, like, naturally, Matteo and I didn't click as much as it looks like our first chat went really well. We just didn't click on that level, but don't get me wrong, he's such a cool guy and like we had such a good friendship.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was just something missing for sure.
Connor, was there at any stage, just in that small moment when Isabel and Mateo were having their big chat, you had like a little flicker of doubt, or were you...
Not the chat. When he walked in, I was like, I could see what they were doing as well. Like, we've all seen Love Island.
Yeah.
But then I also thought they'd sent Tamara in for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she was like Connor's my first, and I was like, I see what they're trying to do here. Sort of,
Yeah.
like,
And
obviously,
I think it was
like,
good to test it as well, like, because we hadn't really had anyone else that was catching our eye, so it was kind of being able to talk to Mateo and then Tamara coming in. It's like you get to test these connections, which I think was missed a lot at the start, you know, because at the start we each spoke to every single, like, couple. Well,
Yeah.
not couple, but like, we spoke to every single partner. And yeah, it looks like he only talks to me.
it looks
the
like
whole
I'm
time.
just like, yeah, Izzy. Like, to be fair, when I was in there, like, I spoke to Izzy first, obviously, we all coupled up. And then I pulled everyone individually for a chat over, like, the first 2 days. Like, I remember being annoyed that I couldn't talk to Izzy more because, like, we're going to the beach huts. Like, you got lunch, you got all that sort of stuff happening. And I, like, wanted to talk to Izzy more because, like, I was most interested in her. But, yeah, you don't see me talk to any of the other girls in the actual show. So it looks like I've sort of gone, like, yeah, sweet.
Like there was a TikTok of him and someone wrote, oh my God, Connor talks.
Because I feel like I'm quite chill. Like, I'm an extrovert in my friend group, and I thought when I'm in there, I'm going to be the biggest idiot ever. And then you get in there, and there's like 3 Micks, and you're just like, I'm just going to chill out. Like,
Yeah, you just kind of let them take over.
So
yeah.
like, I'm the introvert within the extroverts, which is kind of cool. Like, I think I learnt a lot about how to like actually think before I speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just observe people's behaviours. It's quite interesting.
Yeah,
I
fair.
think that's what happens is you go in there and you're the extrovert of your group, friendship group, and they put the extroverts of every friendship group into one room. So there's just all these extroverts in one room, and it's just like, all, like there's just, it's so chaotic.
And
so
also,
fun,
I'm like a real early bird as well. It's like we're going to bed when I usually wake up. So I feel like my energy was just like...
Well, what time would you be
that.
hitting the sack then?
Like 7:30, 8?
No,
going to-
like
oh,
going
No,
to bed.
going to bed. What time would you be
In the villa?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like
what
4:30,
was it, like
5 a.m.
3:34?
Yeah.
That late?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think...
crazy.
We had our ways
We
to
had
see
our
the
ways
time,
to
but...
find the time. Jotham
Of
was
course,
the
there's no
best at it.
clocks, right?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
Jotham
Jotham-
always had, we could never tell. He could never tell us how he was finding the time because they would hear him and then like get fix it. Yeah, so
Like he
but
obviously had
we'd
some...
be like, Jotham, time. But
He'd
then
just
at
be
the
like,
end, you
I
don't
feel
even
it's
want to know what the
around
time
like
is.
7:33, and
He
you're
was
like,
doing a
yeah,
lacy.
he knows the
It's-
exact
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Left it.
But he would be like, it's 5:37, and we're like, oh, okay, how you know the exact time?
He
But
didn't want to tell you because he was getting it from a crew member and he didn't want to get them sacked. Let's be real.
let's go with that.
That's fair. Hey, obviously people will know that you were roommates, are roommates still, don't know, with Zayn.
Actually, I've just moved out, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has Zayn managed to sustain any kind of relationship beyond a day since the last year? Like, how much has he grown? You talked about growth. How's he doing?
I'd say personally he's definitely grown a lot. I think he's like obviously still working on himself a lot. I don't think a relationship's within the next 6 months for him, but he's definitely understanding of his behaviour like a lot more. And he knows what he wants. It's just, I don't know, a few personal things he's got to work on towards getting that. But no, he's...
I was kind of asking in a jokey way, but that's a sincere answer. Like, you feel like he learned a bit about himself on the show.
No, he's doing really well. I'm quite proud of him actually. He's grown
lovely.
a lot as a person. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I gave him a bit of a hard time last year, but tell him I send all my love and I'm actually a big
Yeah,
fan.
he goes, I'm a bit fucking fuming at the way I was looking. I was like, you are dumb. Like, it's all good.
In a very sweet way. I feel like he needed, maybe last year, he needed like an Isabel. He needed someone, one, he was mad about, but two, who like whipped him into shape a bit.
Yeah.
you know?
I think Zayn tries to protect himself and find something he doesn't like about someone.
Interesting.
It's weird, but that's Zayn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Finally, have you seen the Eminem lookalike thingies that are floating around?
It's funny because I was in the challenge actually. In the
Secrets
interviews,
challenge.
I put
Oh.
like my count was 10, and then that everyone thinks I look like Eminem.
Yeah.
And even in the challenge, I got thrown a beanie and put it on, and everyone's like, "Oh, I kind of see it." So yeah, I've been seeing it everywhere, and it's a good laugh. Yeah,
Can you spit an Eminem lyric?
I can spit a whole song.
Go on.
How long do we got?
Well, we don't have that long. A lyric would be better.
Oh, you put him on the spot
Yeah,
here.
I can't be put on the spot.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
Yeah, come back to it.
We'll wrap it up with that.
He loves rapping though, so.
Like I said at the top, so you were kind of having a lovely time, and then it all started to go a little bit wrong. I guess particularly for Isabel around the Mia, Boston, the bombshells coming in, all that stuff. So I'd love to get amongst it, but I will preface it with whatever we're going to talk about and however it falls out. I thought the reaction online was like OTT, and so I'm sure you saw all that stuff. So how's the last week been for you, seeing it all go to air? And I know there's been a lot of commentary,
Yeah.
and you're not the first. Like Lacey got a lot of commentary, and
Absolutely.
it's I guess it's kind of part and parcel of the show, but it was crazy.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and it's definitely been very difficult. Like, I'm not going to lie. I think Yana said it really well on her podcast that she did with you the other week, and I'm so new to all of this, so I think it was really hard watching it back and just seeing it be portrayed like that, because me and Mia had a really good friendship. But yeah, it's been really hard seeing things online, because I feel like, if people judge me for the way I look or the way I dress, it's like, oh well,
It'll
whatever.
probably go well.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, whatever. But I think that one hurt the most, because I feel like people have no idea what actually happened inside of that villa besides us, the other people in there, and Mia and Mia. So, and at the end of the day, I think you can see in the last episode the amazing friendships that I made. Everyone was so supportive of me, and I think they were all very shocked. So yeah, it's been really hard, but at the end of the day, I've made amazing friends, and everyone in that villa saw me for what actually happened. They saw me for who I actually am, and they all have respect for me, and we all have such an amazing friendship. So I just look at the positives in it all.
Yeah.
And there is obviously amazing positives. I've come out with Connor,
Not
and
bad, eh?
everyone in the villa, we're all so close. We're all in a group chat. We all stay in touch, and I feel like the people that actually saw what happened aren't judging me. So that's gives me comfort, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll add to that as well. That, obviously, even me watching it, I was like, holy fuck, that comes across a lot. But then I didn't even know that happened in the villa. I was in the villa and I didn't even know that girl's argument happened. So it's
Yeah, that was it. The girls had the argument. We'll get amongst the details now, but the girls had the argument, then it cut to the boys doing the handstands,
anytime there was drama, I just seemed to be doing handstands.
Okay, I'd love to step through it as it happened on screen, and then, because I know you kind of said, oh, maybe this happened, but actually that happened, so I'd love to clarify bits. So I suppose the first morning Mia and Boston were in, they kind of said, I don't think any of the girls like us, and Boston's like, well, we'll just kill them with kindness. None of the girls kind of said good morning or whatever. What was the first impressions of the bombshells, of I guess, Mia and Boston when they came in?
Yeah. Well, for me, obviously, I didn't feel threatened by them in the whole Love Island dynamic, because I felt pretty solid with Connor. And yeah, I from my perspective, I really liked Boston, and Mia was like a little sister to me. We had a really good time together, and we had so much fun in the villa. And I think if you're watching the show and you look in the background of things, you'll actually see the true dynamic of what was kind of happening, if you can see past it. But at the end of the day, it's Love Island. They're here for the drama. I understand it, but it is really hard to see how much was missed. Yeah.
There was a bit where it's yourself, it's Gabby, it's Sharon, you're at the pool chatting, and Sharon said, we've been nothing but welcoming. But then kind of in the same breath, she goes, I don't want to get to know you in relation to Boston, I guess. I don't want to talk to you. I guess I guess you're not really involved in that in one sense, but you're very close to Sharon. It kind of felt that Boston couldn't really win, because if she's going to go after what she wants, the girls aren't going to want to talk to her. But I feel like if she was pulling Ross away for secret chats up on the balcony, it would have been oh, she's a bit of a snake. It's kind of a thankless position in one sense, being a bombshell.
Yeah, I think what's been missed was right before we all had that what looks like a really big argument, we were all up on the nook, and I think they're missing a lot of Boston and Sean's relationship. We were all sitting up on the nook, and yeah, Sean was asking her oh, how are you feeling about Ross? How did you go on the date today? And we were talking, Mia was talking about Mick, and we were trying to get out of them who are they going to pick? And I remember them being pretty solid. They were very, very good at deflecting the question. I actually had no idea who they were going to pick. So we were all up there chatting away, and I think what Mick and Ross are seeing is they're seeing what Boston is telling them, whereas for us girls, it's hard because we lived like, you know, behind the scenes, a lot of people don't realise that the girls actually spend, what would it be? I think like, I obviously don't know the time, but I think it would be like 4 or 5 hours in just solidarity with just the girls, like getting ready and then lunch and dinner, like those elements. It was just the girls only. So I think when you hear Sean saying, we've been nothing but welcoming, we've done this, we've done that, it was because we felt like we had, and that was all missed out. So really, at the end of the day, it's just me saying we did this, but there's actually no like proof of it because it hasn't been shown.
Yeah, okay.
So, and I think that's what I mean by saying, like, you know, I feel like there's a lot that's been missed. There is a lot that has been missed that would give context to the way the girls were saying, you know, we feel like we've been nothing more than welcoming. Or I think there was a lot of confusion down when Mick said that comment. For me anyway, I was so confused. I was like, why is this happening? Like, we were literally just up at the Nook like 5-10 minutes ago, all laughing, talking, taking photos of each other, hyping each other up. Like, Sean was asking Boston about, like, you know, her situation, like I just mentioned before. Like, we were all chatting. So, yeah, it was just really, I think, shocking at that point, which is why we all got so riled up, because we were like, why is this being said? We're all just up here having fun, and then we're going down there, and then, you know, Mick's making these comments, as Mick does. He's a shit stirrer. But yeah, like, I think it just, yeah, there was just a lot of heated emotion.
Okay, well, let's jump, I guess, to that moment where Mick says the thing and it kind of kicks off. Also, by the way, if people can hear loads of music outside, it's because Kyle and Jackie O are there and they're having a party. And so, hey ho, you know, take the rough with the smooth. So the moment it starts to blow up is you girls are walking off to get some food or head up to the kitchen or whatever it is, and Mick says, are you not going to invite them? You're not being very welcoming. There's a little bit of an exchange, and then Boston and Sharon kind of pair off to talk about their thing. And then Mia's going up to have a pee, and you girls are on the TP. That exchange, and particularly, as I'm sure you know, it's the I'm talking bit, like, really struck a nerve.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
And I
haven't even heard that yet.
And I think there was the second I'm talking, what it looked like, it was like Mia was almost like, she just said yeah, like she was agreeing with you or acknowledging what you were saying. Can you see why people went a bit balubas over that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it looks so bad. I'm not going to deny that. But I think what people are missing, they're missing what happened before the argument. They're missing what happened during it. And at the time, like, I didn't even feel like it was an argument. I just felt like, I don't know, I'm in business. So for me, like, confrontation is key to ensuring that a problem doesn't develop into something unnecessary. So, like, I think what I like to do is, like, if there's been whispers, because I've obviously worked in an environment full of women, so I know that whispers are so detrimental to, like, a friendship or a dynamic, or obviously in that case, like, a corporate friendship. But yeah, so I think that's why we wanted to, like, end it the way we did. But yeah, I think in regards to that, like, we were just having, like, a conversation, and I let Mia speak and I validated the way she felt, and all of that was, like, missed out, where I was like, babe, like, we never want to make you feel left out. Like, I'm so sorry that you felt like that. Like, we just don't want to, I want you to feel comfortable to be able to come and talk to me. And she was basically just, like, kind of explaining, I don't know, I don't know how to be a girl's girl. Like, I haven't been in that environment. Like, she's explained to us that she's in a trade where it's full of men. So I was like, no, that's so fine. But if I was to offer you any advice, and then that's where I bring in and, like, offer my advice, which I think people are thinking it's unsolicited, but she basically was just kind of saying she doesn't know where to go in that kind of situation. And I was just saying, like, come straight to us. And I was like, I want you to feel comfortable. Like, from now, I'm glad that we can kind of have that chat and you can feel comfortable to just come to me. So that's how we kind of resolved it. And
so was that not how it played out in your head? Because it looked like it was a free-flowing conversation.
Yeah, so basically, like, from my memory, Mia said what she wanted to say, but she kept interrupting when I was trying to talk, which was cut out. So I would, like, go to bring something up and she would, like, talk over again. Then I would go to bring something up and she would talk over me again. And then I was like, okay, yeah, just let me speak. I'm just talking. And then she like was kind of interrupting me again. So I was like, and I know that that's how things get heated, because what happens is like she'll talk over and then I'll try and talk over her and then she'll talk over me, and then it just gets like louder and louder and louder and more heated. So I was basically just saying like, I'm still talking, sorry, which is what you see.
You'll win the loud competition as well.
Hey?
I said you'll win the loud competition as well.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. In the moment, it didn't feel that heated. Obviously, watching it back, it looks very different. But yeah, right after I finished talking, so after I finished what I had said, she was like, oh no, I totally get it. And I was like, babe, bring it in, let's have a hug. And we laughed it off. And then we went to see Yana and we all laughed it off. And me and Mia were hugging. We were like, look, Leona, like there's no beef. Like it was just a mature conversation. We sorted it. And it did. Once you stop interrupting each other, it does solve the argument. So yeah, people are seeing it differently online. But at the end of the day, like I said, like everyone in that villa knows what actually happened. So I guess that gives me comfort.
Has Connor at any stage since you've left the villa got a, I'm talking?
I just let her speak.
Yeah, fair. I'm
a smart man.
That's a gentleman's response. I want to jump back to the me being a tradie and all that. There was at the time you kind of had this theory. It was like, so you said to me, it's like I feel isolated because all the boys are closed off. So I'm going to confide in them to turn them against the girls and make them feel uncomfortable about the girls. Did you feel at all that that's like what was happening in the moment?
Yeah, like, I don't know, like you say stuff in the moment to try and make sense of what's happening. And I think that's why I just said that. But yeah, basically at the time, like that was just like a theory I've just said, and it's been portrayed as if that was my whole understanding of it all. It wasn't, so yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm kind of really wary that I don't want this to be like an interrogation, because like I said, I thought the stuff online was wild.
Yeah,
like for whatever reason, it struck such a nerve, and I don't. Maybe it's because like Connor said, you're quite assertive and you're a businesswoman, and Mia kind of has this like airy fairy, like I'm just happy to be here, kind of thing about her. But it probably wasn't helped, and I'm glad you brought up Yana last week, because she really came to your defense. But on the show, her and Ross, they were like, oh, there's kind of like this, it feels like a bit Mean Girls-y, and there's like a girls' divide. But you're saying it kind of, everybody hugged it out and it ended well.
It ended immediately after I finished what I was saying. So you can see it looks like we've all just like staring off into the distance, and then like Mia just walks off. That wasn't what happened at oh, sorry. That wasn't what happened at all. Like, Mia and I hugged straight away, and we both ended it with, we're going to be so much more aware to include you in things and make you girls feel comfortable. And I was like, I took full accountability for it, and I was like, I'm so sorry that you felt like that, and I want you to know in the future, this is what we're going to do. Like, come straight up to me, feel like you can talk to me, pull me for a chat. And Mia was like, yeah, I'm just going to be like, I'll come straight to you instead of talking to the boys. So it was resolved instantly, and I think like, people see it as like, oh, it's so heated and whatever they saw it in. But I think if they actually watched the full 10 minutes of that discussion, I think their outlook on it would be very different. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's just...
TV.
It's TV, yeah.
We know it's going to be
and Mia
exciting.
and I are friends, and we continue to have an amazing friendship throughout the villa. She was like a little sister. So, yeah, and I think you can see that in the last episode. Like, I was giving her a big hug. You see, I grabbed the back of her head, and we're like so intense, and she's really upset. And it's like, I think it doesn't make sense to the audience, because they're like, oh, why is, like, it just doesn't make sense.
You can only fit so much into a 50-minute episode.
Yeah, and that's, I guess that's the eternal thing with Love Island, isn't it?
And I guess
like
what people are seeing, it does look bad. Like, I'm not trying to deny that at all. Like, it looks really bad. But like I said, I just feel like,
I wouldn't even say it looks really bad. It just looks looks a bit rude.
I think in my head, I'm like, I know the story, so I'm like,
would you do anything differently now if you were doing it again?
I just wouldn't say anything. I would just not get involved and just let it all unfold.
Sit on a beanbag like I did.
Yeah, and just join him do some handstands. Yeah, so.
I'm glad it was resolved with Mia and you hugged it out. The one lingering thing, and again, this is not necessarily you at all, but we're going to jump to the strip-tease, because that was this whole other thing. But Boston said she felt in the strip-tease, and Ross said that when it was his time to dance with Boston, that people went quiet.
It did.
You did it, Connor,
Because even us boys up there like, fuck, that is so awkward. Like, he started dancing on Boston and it's just gone mute. And I think it's just a natural response. It's like, I don't know, it's just an awkward situation. It's got Ross, he's choosing between two girls. And it's like, these girls have had a friendship with Sian for so long, or what feels so long. So you're like hyping your best friend up. And then you feel almost awkward for her as well, having to watch Ross lick the top lip of bloody Boston. I don't know, it's hard to think of how you're going to act in the moment.
Yeah.
But there definitely was like a bit of silence to it and a bit of awkwardness for sure.
I think in Sian's defence, her and Ross's relationship, which actually I think Mick may have said it in like last week's podcast, for us, we felt like they were pretty locked in, or like we knew, we'd seen them every day 24/7. Do you know what I mean? So I think then seeing that, everyone was like, whoa, like it was a big switch up, but the audience don't see that. So they're feeling like, why is everyone going quiet, or why they've got questions, but for us it's like we've lived it, like we've seen their relationship progress and we've watched how close they've been. So to see that, it's unnatural.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of the cutesy stuff that Ross and Sian are actually like doing. I feel like it focuses more on
the negative.
I guess the negatives, because I guess maybe Ross is right.
I do feel like that's the natural progression of every series.
Correct.
Is that it's always the drama heavy at the start, and then as couples leave and the numbers get smaller, it can breathe more, and you see as it gets towards the final couples just more of how locked in people are.
I think that was Izzy and I from the start.
I saw people saying that, like you weren't really involved in the drama, and Lacey was doing her thing, and Gabby's tornadoing around the place. And,
I think it's just like unnatural. Like, when do you ever see that in real life? Like, in real life, you're not going to watch the guy that you like do a strip-tease on another. Like, it's just unnatural for all of us. So it's just it was just uncomfortable.
Although after
it was just weird. But
I thought the strip was fun as like
it
that was the thing.
It was a bag.
That was the thing I was the most afraid of going in there. Even Zayn was like don't worry about it. If you get to that point, like it's the most fun you've ever had. He was so anxious, and so was I walking down there. I'm a pretty stiff guy, but I was like stiff. And then you just like black out and you just like dance. And then I walked up. I was like, that was the most fun I've had in so long. Like it was the best.
That was the best challenge we did. We had. I know it looks like the way it did come across, but. Oh my God, we had the best time.
Just
like
laughs.
Everyone had
just
belly
hyping
laughs.
each other up.
Like,
can I ask you, Connor, what's the bit of behind the scenes gossip? I actually don't even know the answer to this question myself. What do you get, like a producer pep talk before the boys? Like, do the boys get a boy specific pep talk?
I'm not even gonna lie, I can't remember.
Well, okay.
But Mick did most of our like hyping up. Like before he got in the villa, I know he got in night 2, but getting ready with the boys, we were so boring. Mick come in and we just did that runway, which you don't see a lot of. They show like little snippets of it.
I've seen the runway.
But we were doing runways for 10 minutes before going out each night, and Mick just hyped everyone up. He's got this energy. I think he goes to bed at like 3 a.m. normally, so he had the energy, whereas I was like trying to nap. So he actually brought so much energy into the villa.
But there wasn't like a do this but don't do that, try not to break anybody's legs by throwing them over your shoulder. Was there like...
I think Kai mentioned the thing he wanted to do to Yana. And because we'd all oiled up, it was like, maybe don't do that. And Kai being Kai, he's like, I'm fucking doing that. So they did it, and it really showed. But
Yeah, they slayed that.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Now, to be fair, last year, I think Mimi got a crack of, she knocked her head on like a camera that was hanging over. But I'm really surprised in like 7 years that's the worst that's happened in the strip-tease in terms of...
No, Mick nearly burned his
Or Mick blew something into the fire and he
at
walked
the
up,
end, he went like this.
He smelled like he singed his eyebrows.
I saw him kind of do that. Did he proper singe his
Singed
face?
his eyebrows and hair.
We were down there with him, and he literally went, like, to try and be cool, went like that on the fire, and it blew back on him. It was way worse than it looks on
the TV,
camera, yeah. But you could smell burnt hair. And
God bless me.
Yeah.
He had any eyebrows left.
I was hoping he'd walk up with no eyebrows, to be honest.
That's suffering for your art. I kind of respect it.
But he's got so many little clips, and that just adds to it. It's so funny.
Okay, let's talk about the actual the striptease itself. So the basic take from it seemed to be you were fine with Mick when he did the striptease, but you were kind of offended on Connor's behalf, and then maybe annoyed that Connor wasn't more angry. Is that right or not right?
Yeah, basically, like, I think I counted one, it was like 3 seconds of the striptease, which was the very start. So he picks me up, and then you just see him turn me around, and then you see me being bent over. I don't think you saw the rest of that. Remember, these strip teasers go for like, I think probably, on estimate, like 1 minute to 2 minutes each person.
Yeah,
so
right.
There's a lot
tried to push it
that
out
was
to
missed.
3.
I would have been trying to chop it down to 30 seconds, but anyway, bravo you.
So yeah, it was literally 3 seconds of something that probably, obviously I wasn't have a timer, stopwatch out, but it would have gone for 1 minute or 2-3 minutes. So all of us girls were like, whoa, like after it, they all were like, that was way too much. And then Sean's made the comment about Connor. So then that's been like, well, I don't want Connor to feel like I was enjoying that because it was a lot. And the girls were actually more concerned about that striptease, the way it happened, more than the situation with Connor. But that was cut out, so it looks like we were all just concerned about what Connor thought. But Connor was quite far away, like he was all the way at the top of the villa, so he didn't really see what happened.
I think I was just hugging Kai the whole time. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, like you couldn't really see from up there what happened, and we obviously couldn't see Connor's reaction, or I couldn't see Connor's reaction. But yeah, there was a lot that mixed out. The girls were just worried about how I felt and like how it made me feel in that moment.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of created more of a divide with us girls and Boston, because Boston was trying to say like, yous are making it into something it's not, and the girls are like, well, if she doesn't feel comfortable, we're here to support her. So I think the whole thing about Connor, that come later, but initially down at the fire pit, the girls were actually just concerned about me and how I felt about it. So yeah, there's just a lot that's been missed, and we could go on forever, but basically it was fine. It really wasn't that big of a deal. And like Connor and I spoke it out, which you could see. But I think why it escalated back up at the top, it was all kind of just like lighthearted. And me and Mick used to bicker in there so much. Like we would just rile each other up and like
Which
get
we didn't
heated.
actually see much of.
No, it was so missed. So after the whole thing with me and I, we resolved it, me and I hugged, and I'm like, I'm going to go fucking talk to him because he needs to be put in his place. And she's like, yeah, go do it. And so I went back down there and was like, you're a bloody dickhead. Why'd you fucking say that? They didn't want to talk about it. Like I was full defending them, which they missed out. That would have been a good argument because me and him do bicker really well. And
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining, yeah. And I'm like, you're a fucking dickhead. You started that. They didn't want to talk about it. You should have let them talk about it when they were ready. Like I went and did that. And then I think that's where you see me say like, I'll grill anyone. And I was actually talking about the argument that I had with Mick because Gabby was like, G'ing me up. She's like, you fucking put him in his place. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'd grill anyone. And I think we would bicker, but it was never like deep or anything. Like it never.
Like a 50.
It was never actual genuine hate. Like we just bicker. Yeah, like a 50-year-old married couple. Bicker. And so when he
Mick
was saying,
wishes. But
yeah, like shit like that. My Mick wishes he was dreaming or whatever, because he always used to rile Connor up, being like,
it didn't rile me up until that one.
And he would be like, oh, the Great Wall of China's between us about Connor. Like he just like, it was just funny. And so I think that's where it escalated.
Can we jump to the moment? Because I think, to be fair, because I know that, you know, up until that point there was, you were copping a lot of heat.
Yeah.
But I think everybody was in agreement that Mick's comment was just out of line, the whole I'll turn you inside out thing.
Yeah.
And that's
that's where I switched from being like, love you, take the piss, give each other shit, to being like, no, you've taken that too far.
Yeah.
That one really upset me, really upset Connor. So I think that moment was so genuine, it was so heated. And even Jotham was like, no, too far. Like
I think, and Ross, when he came later and he heard what he had said, he was like, dude, too much. But that's the moment that angry Connor came out for the first time. Hulk smash.
That's what the boys at home are waiting for.
Was that like a, I don't know, red flag to a bull? You were pretty worked up at that stage anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously, Isabel had the chat with you, kind of going, you know, he's pushing the line here. And then I think that's the moment, I think he would agree himself, that he stepped over the line. What's going through your head right at that moment?
In there, I was, like I said before, I was quite calm, like reserved. I was the introvert out of all the extroverts. So it was like, I was almost trying to contain the peace, which is what I said in the beach hut. And then I think up there, disrespect can be taken like a little bit too far, and it definitely triggered me. I'm quite protective of like family, friends and loved ones. So I'll always stand up when something's just overstepped a little bit, yeah.
And you I think it was a good move, because you really were worked up. You walked off. Was it? Were you kind of at the stage where you're like, if I don't walk off, I could throw a punch?
I've worked on myself a lot. So in high school, it'd be a different story, but I've done a lot of work on myself, and I've learnt to, when I get to a certain point of shaking, just to walk off. And then, of course, I walk off, and Mick says, yeah, fuck off, or whatever he says. He's got to have the last comment. And I turn back around, and then Tamara's luckily there. So, yeah, she stopped, Tamara stopped something from happening for sure.
Yeah.
What did you call him? Because the word was beeped out. He says F you, and you said...
The C word.
The C words, that's
C
why
word.
it was beeped.
Yeah,
There's very few words that get beeped on Love Island.
No,
yeah.
So yeah, he just knows what buttons to press, and like I said, we're both males. You wanna be the top dog. Like, it's just natural.
Yeah.
So yeah, when he said that last comment, as I was trying to like walk off and just leave it, I was like, no, well, fuck you. So I turned back around, and then Tamara was like, come on, walk with me. And they don't show that also. Tamara and I have like a really good, like, I guess like a sister, brother. I've got two sisters, so I just have a real good relationship with girls, and that's what some of the comments online is like. Connor's one of the girls at this point. But I can just relate to the girls a lot because I've got sisters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they don't show the relationship between Tamara and I, but like we had a really good one. Like, I gave her advice, she gave me advice. So I think she was the right person in the right place at the right time to like walk me off and calm me down. And then, yeah, and then Mateo and Kai checked in on me, and yeah, I just learnt to just walk around until you feel calm, yeah.
How long after, because obviously it's only a few minutes when we're watching it on telly, but how long after you walked off and you guys were in the bedroom, did Mick come and apologise?
I'd say it was probably like an hour probably not an hour, maybe like 45 minutes, because I think I was pacing for like 20 minutes, to be honest.
Okay.
Probably like 10, 15 minutes. And then I went and sat in the beach hut, not filmed, but just went and sat in the beach hut and just chilled out for a little bit. And then when I walked back out, Izzy was there, so we went and just cruised off in the bedroom. I think probably like 45 minutes, and Mick come and apologised, and I apologised to him for overreacting as well. So. And
as we saw it, he kind of walks in the door. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he didn't want to say
sorry.
He was.
Though. He
looked upset.
Was,
Oh no, absolutely. No, he did.
Yeah.
And I thought when he was talking in the beach hut and kind of saying, you could kind of see he was like doing some self-reflecting. Like, do you take it too far sometimes? And I didn't mean
it's just Mick doesn't want to admit it. But like,
was it when he came in and apologised? It looked like it was an immediate. It's cool. We hug it out. Was that how it happened?
Yeah, Izzy and I was sitting in the bed talking about like we hope that we can apologise, because I think they don't show a lot of it either. Like, Mick and I had like the best friendship in there.
I think that was obvious from the apology.
Correct.
And how you received it.
I think it's because we just have this mutual respect. And the same with Izzy and Mick. It's like when we get booted off, you can see Mick in the beach hut. It's the only time I've ever seen him in there where he's not like trying to get a clip. Yeah. He's sitting there and he's upset that we've left. So yeah, we had like a really special friendship, and we just wanted to keep it that way. So
let's jump to the fire pit and the dumping. Did you have any idea when Sophie explained the mechanism the superfans have been voting for their favourite? Did you have any idea? Because you've no idea, I suppose, at that point that people are going to react to all the Mia Boston stuff and whatever. Did you have any idea that you could potentially be in trouble?
I thought I was going to go home, because the last two superfans things was like 11% genuine, and like who wanted to find love the most, and I was in bottom 3. Okay. So I was like, I've got a good chance of being sent here. That was my thing. So I think when Izzy went, it was like a massive shock.
And so at what point, when, sit down, did it come into your head at any stage before it was literally you and Mick? Were you, up until that point, were you always like, it was you, Mick, Boston were the last 3. In your head, were you going, oh, well, it's going to be one of them 2?
No, I definitely thought, this could be me going home. I think you just, I think when you hear superfans, like, you kind of know, but like, I think the whole like being Boston, Mick, and me was like very tactical.
Very smart.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's good entertainment.
Good TV.
Right?
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly. I think it shows a lot, because it's like you leave Mick and Izzy till last. It's like obvious because people love them. Yeah. So it's like a great move by the production to producers to put them to.
Yeah, and I think it makes more sense now watching it back, because I didn't actually know that Boston had gone to Mick and was like, all the girls were talking about you, because we weren't actually talking badly about him. The girls were just making sure that I
Trying
was
to understand
okay.
Izzy, yeah.
I guess maybe a better question then is, when Sophie called your name and you know you're going to be dumped from the villa, maybe your head's too busy, but did you in that moment connect the dots of maybe I'm the super fans, it's on account of what has happened with the girls is the reason I'm at the bottom of the vote?
No. It wasn't until the very end when I realised I was dumped, and then I went back out and I was starting to have all of this realisation. I was realising that the last couple of days in the villa, just wasn't, I just knew, there's just a lot that happened, and I knew what was kind of going on, and that's why I just didn't want to get any more videos. Like, I didn't want to get any more content of me being in the beach hut. I didn't want to do any more interviews because I just felt like I kind of could see what was happening and I kind of knew what was coming, which is why I was so upset, which you can see me being like, I've been nothing but genuine in here and I've been nothing but honest, and because I know that I've stayed true to myself the whole time, and unfortunately the audience don't get to see the full the full view of who I am. I was really upset, but now in hindsight,
the next day, there's a video on her phone, and it's my favourite video of her like explaining. She's obviously like calm, and she's just explaining what happened in the villa. And I feel like after leaving, we were like, I think we were done in there. Like, we couldn't grow any more in there.
Yeah,
because we were so good from the start.
Hey, it was just like.
And you only want to develop your relationship so much in public, you know, on a TV show. So I think we probably were done in there when you look back at it. I think
in hindsight, it was like.
Someone else needed to be in there because we were just being a couple in there. And we know, like, that's probably what was confusing as well. We spoke to Alex after the show and we're like, we're just confused because it's Love Island. We're the strongest couple in there.
This is Alex, the director.
Yeah, it's Love Island. We're the strongest couple in there. What's being the least liked person in there got to do with anything with love?
I think, to be fair, I think that vote does happen.
It does
every year at
correct.
some stage.
It's harsh.
I do understand because I think up until it all started to get a little bit messy, people would have said definitely the strongest couple, and even after it got messy as a couple, rock solid.
At that moment, I didn't think it was because of the Mia thing. I didn't think it was because of the Mick thing. I didn't think anything of that because in my eyes, I knew what happened. So I knew that it was a heated little thing that got resolved quickly, and I was like, well, people are going to see what we were doing for the chicks, and people are going to see what happened before. People are going to see what happened after. And I was also like, but then, you know, with the Mick thing, people are going to see what happened in the strip-tease. But once I got that vote and that was kind of finalised, I was like, okay, I can kind of see what's happening. People aren't seeing the full picture. So I was just like, that's why.
Do you regret not doing an exit interview?
Mine was pretty cute, so I reckon she does.
No, because I was very upset. And I feel like at the time we did a nice you know how they do like the next day, and we did that, and I was nice and calm. But at the time, I don't regret it. But I think you can see the reaction on everyone when we left. Like they all know what actually happened in that villa, and they were all so upset. You can see the raw emotion. It was actually really nice watching it back because I didn't remember that. Like, I forgot everyone's emotion because I was like feeling like I was having an out of body experience, and my head was spinning. So to watch like all of my friends and the way that they were reacting when we
left, and the talking in the beach hut, like you don't ever see what they say in the beach hut. What they were saying in the beach hut was just like beautiful.
Yeah, everyone was angry and upset, and it was beautiful to see like how intense my connection was with everyone.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
The girls were obviously massively upset, and they all, you know, most of them started crying. And Mick said in the beach hut you were his favourite girl. You guys obviously had a great thing going on. Tamara said, if you want to take a silver lining, we're all trying to find our Connor or our Izzy.
That was my favourite.
I thought was very nice.
Oh, so
that was my favourite. I was like, fuck, she's the best.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest compliment you can get.
Absolutely, yeah. And we've honestly are so close with everyone that you can see in that show. Like, had the best, strongest connections, and we're just so lucky. But it's so nice to watch that back.
Final reflections on your Love Island journeys, good, bad, indifferent.
Wouldn't change a thing. I reckon for me, like 99% of it was positive. The one negative was me blowing up in that kitchen, and it was resolved in like half a second. So I wouldn't change a thing. Like I said, we all go in there for the same reasons, and you're open to love, but no one ever thinks they're going to find like love in there. But I did. So it's like, why would I change anything about it? It's like we've had such a rough week, but we just keep telling ourselves like, if we didn't do the experience, like we wouldn't have this. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, I don't regret anything. We had the best time, made the most amazing connections, and you can see that at the end. And it has been really hard watching it back. And like, there's 24 hours a day. They can only fit into 1 hour. I understand. So in reflection, had the best time and made the most amazing connections. But we also had such a good time after, didn't we?
Went over in Switzerland.
We had a Love
and
Island
Spain,
honeymoon.
Yeah.
Oh, this is your post-villa exit travel around. Yeah. Is there a little rumour, because you lived with Zayn until yesterday, did you say?
Till Wednesday.
Till Wednesday?
Yeah.
Why? Where could you possibly be going? Connor?
Nah, I'm not going anywhere. This one's going. She's coming up to Goldie, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We moved fast.
Well, actually, it's in our first chat we talked about moving
Yeah, you didn't say that
together.
actually.
People probably think we talked about moving in together in our first chat. No, in our first chat, I was actually going to move to the Gold Coast, and I was like, that was always something that was in my plan. So when we come out of the show together, we travelled around together, which was absolutely crazy when to think about it. We was like,
Travelled with the random after 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm literally travelling around Spain with a total stranger. Like, it was crazy. But then I decided to move up to the Gold Coast. So we have our own place on the Broadwater. It's beautiful. So I just saw it yesterday. So it was really nice. Yeah.
It's good. Put the Chrissy tree up next week.
Yeah.
When you asked her to move up or however that happened, did you say, look, just lose yourself in the music, the moment. You got to never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss this chance to blow. This opportunity comes one in a lifetime.
He's good. I don't know how you think of these things.
Yeah, you're good at your job. I'll give you that.
Yeah, exactly that.
Final question. If, and it's a big if, anything can happen, but fingers crossed, because we would love at some stage in the history of the show a Love Island wedding. If we got to that stage, way down the line, is there a place for Mickey in the groomsman lineup?
Oh, it depends if he behaves himself.
Absolutely. We fucking love Mick.
I haven't seen Mick post-show yet. The busy man, I'm a busy guy, but I'm very excited. I think I might be seeing him maybe this week.
Yeah.
So probably not is the answer.
Probably not. He'll be in the crowd. He'll be in the crowd. Yeah.
He can stand outside and throw
maybe
some
a flower
rice or
boy or
whatever.
something. I don't know, but no, we love Mickey. Maybe he can host it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Champagne Lila.
It's so funny.
Guys, like I said at the very top, I know, and Yana said it, she's been in the line of fire of social media for a while, and this is, I guess, probably your first experience, and I know that is like deeply unpleasant, and I mean that really sincerely, and people will have feelings, and even after this chat they'll probably have feelings,
of course.
But I think someone could go rob a shop at gunpoint and be caught on CCTV, and the commentary, it's like the same. There's no different levels of intensity. When people get intense, they get intense. So I hope you kind of just take it all as part of, it was a mad experience. There were highs, there were lows, but like you say, you kind of found the ultimate prize.
Absolutely.
Apart from some money would have been
hate. Like, no matter who you are, no matter what you say, people are gonna hate. So I guess if they hate after this podcast, at least they're hating knowing the truth a little bit more. But like, at the end of the day,
hate doesn't come from the top.
And finally,
if you ain't getting hate, you ain't doing nothing great.
Yeah.
I do think, and I said it to Lacey as well, because she was getting a lot of fire, that it exists in a separate world.
Correct.
I think in the real world, 99% of your experiences would be, I loved you on Love Island, can I have a selfie?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, these people are going online, like, writing comments, most of the time under a fake name. They can't even go under their own name. And writing these horrible, vile, disgusting comments. And it's like, who is the real bully here?
Yeah,
like,
it's real hypocritical, because like she's the mean girl for telling someone to be quiet, but then these people are saying like much worse things.
Yeah, like
So.
it's really,
It's
really
like
hard,
I say,
but
it exists
world.
there, but in the real world, I hope it continues to be lovely. I'm delighted you're moving in together.
Yeah.
And
exciting.
we're going to check back next year to see if there's a ring.
Yeah.
Oh, not next year. I
that's
got a lot of
pressure.
saving to do. One of the comments, materialistic.
In 5 years, get saving. Connor, Izzy, a pleasure. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
much.
much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Woo!